I said, well, honey, you need to understand, I have a very busy life, and sometimes I just drive through, and I just grab something and eat and run. And she told me, but that's nasty. We have watched all those documentaries. This is not even real meat. And I told her, but have you ever tried the fries? Every time I eat one of those fries, I feel like a pencil sharpener. I cannot stop eating one after the other one. It's so good. And she told me, that's not real potatoes. This is just nasty. Okay, honey, I'm going to try to work with this, but, this is not easy. What brings me to a question that I want to ask you this morning. What is the McDonald's in your life? What is the McDonald's in your life? And probably you are like me, I never go there. But then let me rephrase the question, probably is going to help you. What is that thing, that place, that webpage, that relationship, that person, that addiction in your life, that even when is so nasty and horrible and makes so much damage to your life, you go back again and again and again, and doesn't allow you to live the life that God intended for you? What is the McDonald's in your life? And I don't know if you're like me, but if you're like me, I know 3 things about McDonald's. Number 1, we are all in denial about McDonald's in our lives. If I ask all of you if you eat there, you will tell me never. It's funny because in 2012, McDonald's sold only in the United States 1.4 billion burgers. And we are only 340 Americans in this country. When you think that McDonald's opened a new shop, a new store every single week in this country, and they are opening one store every single day in China, it's difficult to come with this denial that nobody goes there because it's just nasty. Let me tell you the second thing that I know about McDonald's. The second thing is this. We go there because we need instant gratification. We can justify that with our agendas. We can justify that with anything in our lives. But the reality is, we just walk through those doors or drive through the drive-thru and just grab a bag. And I haven't seen one single person who doesn't receive that bag of McDonald's and doesn't open immediately and grab at least 3 fries. And right there, instant gratification. Is that right? Yeah. Let me tell you the third thing that I know about McDonald's. It's not only our denial or our instant gratification, but it's the secrecy. Because if you go to any mall where we have a McDonald's and you see other fast foods, you know what is the place where the longest line for drive-thru? McDonald's. We love drive-thrus. You know why? We don't need to interact with anybody. We keep ourselves secret. And everything is cool. And that exactly happened with every single area of our life that we know it's wrong. We know it's not right. And it's holding us back to achieve the things God intended for us. Number one, we are in denial. We think we are in control over those things. Number 2, we do it because we want just this instant gratification. And number 3, we want to do it in secret. Nobody finds out. Even when you're barely let know everybody that you have been there. You know, the Apostle Paul had that challenge. And you probably are thinking, what? Paul never went to McDonald's. Well, he had a similar challenge. And in Romans chapter 7, he speaks about that. And this is a passage that probably you have heard before. Romans 7, verse 15. I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do. But what I hate, I do. He has exactly the same challenge. We know it's not real beef. We know it's not real potatoes. Have you ever tried to reheat fries from McDonald's?
Oh, yeah.
They taste like the straws. Right? They're just horrible. And if you're afraid of a nuclear explosion in this country, you can go on your basement and just pack a couple of cheeseburgers. They will never run bad. But the reality is we go back again and again, right? In spite of all the supersize me and all the things we have heard, right?
Yeah.
Because at some level, for some reason, in spite of how many people you want to blame in your life for not being in the place God wanted you to be, you are the first person who sabotaged yourself. Paul had that challenge. But the blessing is that few chapters later, in chapter 12 of the book of Romans, he gave us the solution. And the solution is not complicated. Chapter 12, verse 2. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And sometimes we don't have a clear idea about that, but when the people of Coke put water in this bottle, you know what happened? The water conformed to the shape of the bottle. But if I put this bottle in my pocket, the bottle will not conform to the shape of my pocket. And Paul is telling you, don't be like the water. Be like the bottle. And then you need to renew your mind. And you know how we renew our mind? Changing the things we allow to come in our mind. And let me finish with this, because this last part of the verse is just great. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Once you find out, you will be able to lift your head to heaven and say, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Thank you.